What I mean is that not people don't need necessarily to go back to cultivate the land, but to live very close to nature. That's what I think will be one of the tendencies, that people will prefer to live next to the trees, the vineyards, the land in general, and to live in big cities where you have many advantages, but also you have a lot of inconveniences, because life in the cities is very interesting and the majority of the people, of human people, live in cities. But I think that it will be a tendency to go back to the origins, not necessarily to do the things that our previous generations were doing, but to live next to the fields, next to the nature, to see how the atmosphere, how the weather looks like when it comes a tempest, when there is a flood, when it's very cold, or when it's very hot. I mean, this is what I think that people will try to find out in the future.
This connection with the land, right? Yeah. Especially, you're talking about the future, and you say that there will probably be more young people, young families who will probably decide to move to the countryside just to have this life that you've just described, closer to nature, because right now the countryside is very different from how it was when you moved to Barcelona.
Of course.
So it offers more opportunities for people to live there, to have all the conditions they could have in a city, right? Also, there is after the COVID pandemic, things have changed a lot. Work-wise or job-wise, so people can work from distance, or there is this work online, which makes things a lot easier, right?
Yeah, because one thing that has changed a lot in the last 50 years, I would say, that the differences between the city or the urban culture or urban societies and the rural ones were very, very, very great. I mean, people who was, someone who was working in the land and someone who was working in a factory in a big city, the culture was completely different, because, I mean, when someone from a small village came to a big city, the difference was very great. And today, this is no like that as it was half a century ago.